We can tell how things are moving quickly because they're so confident at the top now, they're not hiding very much at all. And it's becoming dangerous even to send discs out to people. Here's an article, before I continue, Hope of the Wicked. Here's an article here from the Irish Times, Wednesday, February 11th, 2009. It says, man sought by UK authorities over alleged sending of a DVD. And it says, a man sought by the UK authorities for allegedly attempting to pervert the course of justice by sending a controversial DVD to a judge and jury foreman during a trial relating to bomb attacks in London on July 2005 has appeared before the High Court after being arrested in County Meath. Sheffield-born Anthony John Hill, 60 years old, arrested by the Garda as the police at his home in Carrick Street, Kells, early yesterday morning on foot of a European arrest warrant. See, it's a European arrest warrant now. Your countries are gone. A European arrest warrant. Mr. Justice John McMenamin was told Mr. Hill's extradition, because they extradite him from there to stand trial, is being sought in relation to his alleged actions during the trial of several people on conspiracy charges. They tell us there's no conspiracy, but they charge them with conspiracy. So it's quite something. Several people on conspiracy charges related to the attacks on July the 7th, 2005 that took place on the London Underground and a London bus. It's alleged that in May and June 2008, Mr. Hill sent several copies of a DVD entitled 7/7 Ripple Effect, and I've mentioned that before. People should watch the series. He sent them to the judge in the form of a jury at the trial of Kingston Crown Court of people allegedly involved in assisting the 2005 bombings. 7/7 Ripple Effect is a film available on the internet which claims people accused of involvement in the bombings are innocent and that the bombings were also an inside job, perhaps involving state intelligence agencies in either Britain, it says, or Israel. I don't know if it said Israel or not, and I didn't see that when I watched them. The British authorities claim copies of the DVD were sent in packaging with Irish postal marks between September 2007 and December 2007 to 5 relatives of people who'd been killed during the bombing. In court yesterday, Sergeant Sean Fallon said that when arrested at his Kells home, Mr. Hill, when asked about the DVD, had said, "I sent it. I believe those men to be innocent." So there you go. The guy obviously believes that whole bombing incident was a set-up. I would tend to agree with him, because whoever made the video certainly went into in great detail and showed you so many things we're supposed to believe are coincidences, one after another, that it's impossible to have happened the way we're told it happened. But it was a must-be, as far as I'm concerned, just like 2001, and the towers were a must-be to get this whole New World Order kicked off into final gear. Remember, terrorism is the big technique. I've talked about that the other day there from this book, Hope of the Wicked. Terrorizing the public through fear is being used now for this final drive towards world governments. It's not surprising they're using terror, because whenever this system, remember Carol Quigley said that people often mistake the Council on Foreign Relations and the British organization that's called the Royal Institute of International Affairs. He says they're often mistaken with their policies for being left-wing or communistic. And it's not a mistake, you see. You see, they created communism, and they finance through their banks, because all the big bankers are part of this. They created the Soviet system. And they ran both sides during the Cold War. I've got lots of documentation of guys at the top of MI5 and 6, still to come in later talks, who were involved in this as go-betweens between the two countries to ensure that no one really did put a bomb off at all. And Carl Quigley said that too himself, by the way. There was no fear of any bombs going off, as it terrified publics across the whole of Europe that were going to get nuked at any minute. And used to put out the time clock, and there'd be 2 minutes to midnight. You're almost at the bomb stage. And they trained children using Bernays techniques to go under their desks at school, as though that would do any good at all. but just to get you conditioned to the idea that this was real. Mind you, Carroll Quigley said they used the same techniques before World War II started, when they got all their newspaper owners together, who belonged to the Royal Institute of International Affairs and CFR, and decided at a meeting, he says, they decided at a meeting to terrify the British public that they're all going to get gassed by Adolf Hitler. And even got the king to come out and get them all digging up trenches as though that was going to do any good anyway for gas. And he gave everyone gas masks, which they never used. But the whole policy was to terrify the public. And here they are doing the same technique, because after a revolution, they always have a reign of terror. That's standard down through history, run by the same people, by the way.